Halloween Ends was directed by David Gordon Green and stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichak, Rowan Campbell, Kyle Richards, and James Jude Courtney. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Fanatics. I'm Brayden, and we are here with my final review of my October series, as well as the final movie in this David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy, of course, Halloween Ends. And I have a lot to say about this movie, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to touch on my major stuff I want to talk about with this film. I will be doing a more in-depth review probably later down the line. I'll probably do an in-depth review of this whole trilogy at some point because I do love this trilogy. But for the sake of time, we're focusing on Halloween Ends and only my main complaints, not complaints, gripes, stuff I like, stuff I didn't. So here we go, starting with the big one. Let's just rip the band-aid off. Spoiler alert, if I maybe might spoil something, just spoiler alert ahead of time. That is how different this movie is. Now, the previous two films were marketed, Laurie versus Michael, and for the most part they were, but there was still this underlying theme of trauma and grief and how someone deals with trauma. And Halloween Ends explored that too. It's just that took up most of the runtime. And so when you market a movie about Laurie versus Michael and you give us that, you do give us that in the last 30 minutes of the movie, it is that. But for the majority of this film, it's a character movie, it's a drama, and the movie is really centered around Rowan Campbell's character of Corey Cunningham, which ups to him. Rowan Campbell as Corey Cunningham was amazing. He was so good in this movie. He really had this movie on his shoulders, and he did a fantastic job. And this really is a story about Corey and how what happens in the opening affects him and tears him apart. And when he meets Michael Myers, something happens. And I don't want to go too into it, but Corey snaps. And it's very much so how evil can grow inside of someone and push out and go and spread to other people. And we see that in the opening credits. You know how the one pumpkin grows inside of the other pumpkin and busts out. Just the visuals of the pumpkins is such a symbolic way of showing what the themes of this movie are, how evil can affect certain people. And I loved it. I loved this movie. I think this movie was so fresh and new, but ended the trilogy off with a bang as far as I'm concerned. Now, I want to talk about why this movie is getting so much hate, and that it's, yes, this was the wrong time to do something new in a trilogy, but it is in the wrong movie. But stepping back and looking at the trilogy, all these movies were completely different. The first one was Laurie vs. Michael. The second one was how the town was affected. It was the town versus Michael. Like, you gotta stop and look at the overarching themes and the overarching plot of this trilogy. I think this movie works perfectly. Yes, I will fully admit it was marketed wrong. I will fully admit that. It was marketed 100% wrong. And I know they're trying to keep the twists of the movie hidden, but the other two movies were marketed so smartly that this one really missed the ball on marketing. I will give it that. Fully give it that yes, it was marketed completely wrong. But, and it was the wrong time to do something new in a trilogy. You could have just waited and done it for its own movie. Do an anthology movie, which is what a lot of this movie feels like, is an anthology movie, and it takes a lot of inspiration from Halloween 3. Even the opening title font is that blue block letters from Halloween 3. It's taking a lot of inspiration from that, but the reason why I think this movie works so well is the characters of Laurie, or character of Laurie. Like, that character, first of all, Jamie Lee Curtis gives her best performance of this trilogy in Halloween Ends. She is amazing in this movie. Especially at the end, she gives a fantastic performance in the final 30 minutes. But Laurie's character in this film has changed, and she's trying to move on. And if you step back, people are not, this is what makes me really mad, people are not stepping back enough and looking at this trilogy as a whole. And they will see this movie does indeed fit in. It was the wrong time to do something new, but there's just enough connections to the previous two that it works. Anyway, I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just speaking. If you look at Laurie Strode's character arc now, from where we started in 2018 and where we end in Halloween Ends, it makes sense that she's now trying to move on. She's trying to forget. She's trying to just live with her daughter Allison. With by the way, Mandy Manichek gives a fantastic performance. They're trying to move on, and I love the twist on it that now Laurie's the one trying to move on, and Allison can't, and she's caught in the middle of this. And now she meets Corey, and that completely changes her view of everything, because Corey's such a free spirit. And just for the entire movie, I knew we were building to what we saw in the trailer, but I was so swept up in these characters that I didn't really care a whole lot that it wasn't Michael Myers every 10 minutes killing someone. I was enjoying these characters. Now, 40 minutes in, this is when the movie's really, really good. Like, 40 minutes in, I was like, I really love these characters, but I want some Michael, and it gives you some Michael. It stretches that out just long enough so when you first see Michael, it's a crowd cheering moment. And then from when Michael's reintroduced, he's a constant presence in the rest of the movie. It's not like this movie forgets about Michael. It doesn't, but it definitely veers off the path of the regular formula and does something new. And in the context of this trilogy, they've been doing something new since 2018, so it shouldn't be a shock to fans. Again, it was marketed wrong, but once you see the movie, you will understand where I'm coming from, that it was the wrong time to do something different, but I like that they did something different for this trilogy to give it something new and give it something fresh and make it feel like something new. And doing something new for this series, and especially this trilogy, felt right. It felt like they needed to end it with a bang, and I think they end it with a bang, and had a fantastic time with Halloween Ends. I thought it was awesome. A great send-off to this trilogy, and a great send-off for Laurie Strode, and just everyone involved. It was amazing. Everyone really was on top of their games in this one, and Jamie Lee Curtis and Andy Manichek give their best performances as Laurie and Allison. James Drew Courtney is once again great as Michael Myers. Even Kyle Richards, which we only see a couple scenes of, she's still giving it her all. And Rowan Campbell is terrific as Corey Cunningham. This whole cast was great. David Gordon Green directed the crap out of this movie. It's beautifully shot like the previous two. It's just, I've had such an attachment to this series. When I saw this one, I expected something else, and I got something different, but I liked the different thing I got. And thinking about it and talking about it, I like this movie more and more. It took a big creative swing, and for me, it works. And I just love this trilogy so much, and this movie was awesome. Not my favorite of the trilogy, but really, really good. And Halloween Ends gets a B+. Thank you all so much for watching. Now, you're probably wondering what my ranking of this trilogy is. I would honestly probably go from 3 to 1. Halloween Ends, Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills. I love Halloween Kills. Just the right kind of Michael Myers movie for me. Amazing theater experiences. For all three of these movies, amazing theater experiences. But something about seeing Halloween Kills and when that flashback scene happens, it's so, so cool. But I love this trilogy so much. I will watch these movies forever now. And it's such a different take on this whole series, and that's why I loved it so much. It was just different, and it was new, and I loved it. And so I love this trilogy. David Gordon Green, cast, crew, and company, Blumhouse, everyone did an amazing job. Don't let all the fans that are like so diehard that they can't see creativity, don't let any of them talk you down. You guys really did a fantastic job, and you guys deserve all the credit. And just, I love this trilogy, and it was just amazing to see this, to grow up watching Michael Myers movies in theaters was amazing, and I will just love these movies forever. So thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. Thank you for watching my October marathon. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it, and happy Halloween, everyone. On the day I upload this video, it will be Halloween, so happy Halloween. Please stay safe. If you're trick-or-treating or not, just stay safe and do the right things, and just stay safe and just have a great time. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. Please make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and write comments down below on your thoughts on Halloween Ends, and I will see you next time. This has been Brayden from the Movie Fanatics, signing off. Happy Halloween, everyone.